If my pastor tells me to sell whatever I have and give it as a seed, must I do it even if I'm not instructed or persuaded by the Holy Spirit to do so? You see, the obvious answer expected is no, but that is the carnal answer. If I said no, if the Holy Spirit, if the pastor says you should do something and the Holy Spirit has not confirmed for you to do it, you don't have to do it. Hey, come on. Every carnal Christian in the world will say, that's right, that's right, that's right. We're speaking our minds.
Okay.
But notice the description, carnal Christians. But every spiritual man will tell you, do it. Because you see, you said if your pastor tells you to do something, you said
who
your
is a
pastor. Don't you know who a pastor is?
Who is a pastor?
So if the pastor has now told you something, it's simple. That means the Holy Spirit has told you something.
Christopher Oyakhilome. Christopher. Kai. So you first said, hey, thank God me I don't have a pastor, Sha. I thank God I don't have a pastor. That Holy Spirit will tell. He even said, if Christopher, how many times I call you Christopher? So if pastor said people should bring you money and the Holy Spirit said don't give, it means it is the Holy Spirit that is talking through the pastor. Confusion buruku wolele. Which kind of confusion be this? Hey, there is nothing like freedom, honestly. So a man like myself, a woman being like myself, we get hand, we get leg, we no walk. Holy Spirit will be telling that person, or that person will say, now Holy Spirit tell him, say make I sell property, make I sell car, make I empty my bank account, make I bring the money to the man like myself. We them born like me, we get leg like me, he get hand like me, but if they carry Bible, say now Holy Spirit they talk. If they quote Bible where I feel read by myself, if they quote them, he go come tell me, say Holy Spirit say make I sow into his life, or make I sow into his ministry, or I should go and sell my property and bring the money. I should not question it. I should go ahead and do it because the Holy Spirit they talk through the man. Oh, let's care. The greatest bondage any woman being can ever be is to be under these people that you call pastors. The greatest bondage anybody can ever be in this life is to believe in them, is to trust in them, is to think they are God representative. That is the greatest bondage anybody can ever put themselves in this life. You know why? This is one of the reasons whereby they would be the one to tell you what to do, how to do something, how to spend the money you work for. The person will just stand and say, now God call me. And that person will not work and will be collecting and will be investing. The person will say, now God say make him talk, and you will believe. The person will say, now God say make I talk, and you will believe. Say, now God truly tell her. And it will be the one to tell you. I always give this analysis. When you are under these people and you are so into them, your case is like somebody who willingly sold themselves into a silly, let me spell it, SLAVE camp. That is exactly your case. You sold yourself into SLAVE camp, whereby they will be the one, you go and you carry your hand. You say, yeah, put shackles on my hand, put shackles on my neck, on my leg, put the shackles, the chain am to my hand and to my neck, and tell me how far I can go in life. Tell me whatever it is mine belongs to you automatically. That is what Christopher just said. That whatever belongs to you belongs to him. Then once he, as a pastor, since you're a pastor, anything he says, he say na Holy Spirit dey talk am. The only question be say, where I wan ask be say, why this Holy Spirit is he always talking that they should receive from you? The Holy Spirit no dey tell them, make them give back to you.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the show. I hope everyone is doing just fine. And let me just say this one more time. If you find some benefit from what we do here and you wish to support the platform, kindly do that by liking the video and also subscribe to the channel. That helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you. And let me salute all my brothers and sisters in Nigeria who are making their voices heard, who are telling their leaders that gone are those days when the leaders would do things without any shred of sympathy for the common person. That gone are those days when leaders live happily, peacefully, and luxuriously at the expense of common people. That they will fight for what they think is theirs, and they will not give up until authority listens to their cry. I salute them, I cheer them, and I celebrate them. You know, sometimes leadership need to learn a lesson. And Nigerians are not taking this line low. The situation in Nigeria is something that always gets me so confused because you will hear politicians say that the country is suffering, there is no money, and things just keep getting more and more expensive. But those same politicians will add their salaries, will add their allowances, and will buy luxurious things for themselves using the money that belongs to every single person in the country. And they will keep on telling the poor and the common people that we all need to make sacrifices. Who has made much more sacrifice than who in the country? Is it the politicians who are sacrificing more than the ordinary person in the street, or the other way around? Why is it that when it comes to making sacrifices, the common man must suffer, while the politicians just live their life as usual? Why? So let me say this again. I appreciate the Nigerians who have taken to the street to make their voices heard. And I say, keep it up. Keep it up. If you guys do not know, protest is a very effective tool. It is very effective. And I know for sure that power belongs to the people, not the elite. The number of people is far more outweigh the number of politicians or elite. So if the people team up together for our cause, that will come to pass. Example, the one in Bangladesh. It was ongoing for almost, I think, a month, if I'm not mistaken. And finally, the prime minister has been kicked out. It was the same thing in Sri Lanka. They kicked out the Rajapaksa. In Kenya, they had to tie Ruto's hand. They had to force his hand into withdrawing a controversial bill in parliament. So protest is very effective. Keep it up. So let's talk about this video that you guys just watched. And let me just ask you this, okay? If your man of God told you to sell your property and use the money to sow seed in the house of the Lord, Would you do that? Would you do that? And do you think it is godly for someone to be told by a man of God to sell their property and give the money to the church or use the money as seed sowing? Do you think that God in heaven, in his infinite mercy, can instruct someone to sell their property and give money to him? I'm just asking. Because more too often, these men of God will come out and insist that seed sowing is something that God recommended. They will insist on that. But ask yourself, can God instruct someone to sell their properties and give the money to him? That is the question I am asking you guys. Because I personally believe that this is a big lie. But then again, I might be wrong. That is why I would love to hear your own take in the comment section. Advise me, or better still, educate me. Maybe I am blind to the things of the Spirit. Let me say this before I go. Do you see the reason why popular men of God are multimillionaires or maybe billionaires? Did you see the reason? Because they use the Bible to steal from people. They use the Bible to convince people into giving their hard-earned resources to them. So if a man like Pastor Chris can be teaching this in the church, and I know this is an old video, but just think about this for a second. If the people he taught this to actually believe, and if he instructed them to sell their properties and use the money as seed sowing in the church, how much he must have collected throughout the years? How much? And I'm guessing that he is super rich today as a result of that. Now, many people argue that it was a long time ago and he might have changed his doctrine. Yeah, he might have, most likely. But that does not change the fact that he said something like this. That does not change the fact that many people might have listened to what he said. That does not change the fact that he might have used this same doctrine to steal people's wealth, to tell people to sell their properties and use the money as seed sowing in the church. So he might have collected millions from people through this method. That is what I am saying. Religion in Africa, my brothers and sisters, I keep on saying this, hasn't really benefited people as it was supposed to. The common masses have not really benefited from religion. They have not. Men of God have benefited enormously. Men of God have used the Bible to steal from the people. Men of God have used the Bible to convince the people otherwise. And as they have gotten super rich, most of their church members, maybe 70%, have gotten more and more broke. That is just it. And it's so sad. It is really, really sad. And I want to give a shout out to Auntie Odone for making this video available. And I salute her for all her effort in trying to educate people. I know she was a Christian before, and I think she is a Christian, but not like a fundamental Christian. Yeah. So her take on issues like this is well run up. So I salute her for that. And I salute every single one of you out there who is making big use of this platform, who is participating, who is commenting, who is liking, and also all those who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much.